What up, heroes? This is James, and what we're talking about today is Disney grooming your kids. Now, I'm on a Twitter of Christopher F. Rufo. Christopher F. Rufo. You should follow him on Twitter. He's a good Christian journalist. But I'm gonna let you listen to this clip. Pull it back, and this is from the Reimagine Tomorrow video that's been leaked on everywhere.
To kids who don't know,
Here we go.
and all this content's going to kids who don't know any of this, and even if they're in a household like Keith that have supportive parents, they're still getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and we just there's a lot of power to that, and it just needs to be acknowledged.
So what that guy girl was saying is that the kids are getting a whole lot of information from the media, and it's up to them to basically take advantage of that. They need to take advantage of the fact that the kids are getting a whole lot of what they view as normal from the media. So, is Disney grooming kids? Find out. Hello, bros. It's time for that hero stuff, bro. What's up? So, I've been really trying to pay attention to what's going on. I did a whole lot of research before I decided to do this video because I didn't want to just, work off my emotions. But what is going on? That Ron, the governor of or senator, I don't know what he is in Florida, but the governor of Florida, I'm just calling that Ron DeSantis, put forward a bill that will protect parents' rights to keep educators from teaching sexual things from kindergarten, preschool, basically to third grade, right? Keep them from talking about homosexuality, keep them from talking about homosexuality, all those things in this bill. Now, the media has coined it. I'm not gonna call it that bill, but they coined it. Don't say gay bill, but gay is not even in it. You can look it up. The word gay is not even in it at all. And basically, it keeps the LGBT from influencing the children in Florida, from the age kindergarten to third grade, which I don't understand why they would want to. But you have some people that want to. Now, what's going on is Disney is now flexing their muscles trying to oppose this bill, and just watch.
By our governor, whose spokesperson immediately began calling everyone who opposed this bill groomers, aka pedophiles.
I'm here as a
Groomers, aka pedophiles. Now, this one part of the bill is killing me. So I really do believe that if you're opposing this bill, you are a groomer. If you're opposing the bill, if you think that it's normal and natural for kids to learn about sex of any kind at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, you are a groomer. That's it. There's no other way to put this out there. You are a groomer. Now, I'm not sure what Disney is trying to do, but I have an inkling it has a lot to do with stuff like this.
mother of two queer children, actually, one transgender child, and one pansexual child. And
Oh, hold up. She said she has a transgender child and a pansexual child. So you have a child that likes kissing ovens and toasters and such, or skillets, or pots and pans. Is that what that means? I never heard of a pansexual. Like she likes cookie sheets, pizza pans, They really into the Teflon. What does that mean? But you know, when an adult says this, it's not the adult. It's not the kid doing it. It's the adult. It's the creepy groomer adult that's causing this all to happen. And this is what they want to do with your children. So the question is are Disney grooming our kids? Let's keep it going.
And also as a leader. And that was the thing that really got me, because I have heard so much from so many of my colleagues over the course of the last couple of weeks, in open forums and through emails and phone conversations. And I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them, to all of us. We had an open forum last week at 20th where, again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads.
I can't even continue to watch. Let me get off. So these are Disney execs talking about this. These are Disney execs talking about this nonsense. And if you don't believe me that how weird this is, there was a part of this video where the lady talks about just putting in random like LGBT queer stuff, just dropping it in there. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna show it to you.
You hear whispers. Like I'd heard things like, oh, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little like sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of proud family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like I felt like it was, maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last they are turning it around, they're going hard. And then all that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to let's have these two characters kiss, let's in the background I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to
wherever I could. So at first the rumors were, well, you don't want to put that on Disney. You can't do that on television. You don't want to put that on Disney. And now that she, works for Disney, she realized the floodgates are open and you could put a whole lot of LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ things in and no one would be the wiser. So we just put it in the background. Well, why would you need to put it in the background if everything's okay and it's up and it's not really strange? Why would you need to put it in the background? Now the shade is coming off. Now the blinds are coming off. Now they're just wholeheartedly saying that we would like to influence your children. Why? Because kids through media figure out what is normal. Why is that? Well, because we as parents let down. We as men let down and let media raise our children. So it's not just this that not YouTube, Disney is trying to do. There's also this nonsense right here. So let me jump to this. This happened a couple years ago, but I want you to show you this trailer. Listen to this.
And ended up someplace I could have never imagined. Okay, well, I totally have imagined it. But this is even better. This is the Boiling Isles, and it's amazing. The kind of place you just want to wake up every day and say, good morning, terrifying fantasy world.
Good morning.
Such friendly neighbors. And this is the Owl House, the best place on the Isles.
Hoot hoot.
That's Hootie.
Hoot hoot.
He's always hanging around.
Oh, jeez.
The Owl House is where I live with
the king of demons.
Look at that cutie pie.
I am not your cutie pie.
Yes, you are.
I know.
And Ida, the Owl Lady.
The most powerful witch on the Boiling Isles.
Wait, I better let her say it.
So it's not just the fact that they want your children to, disobey God sexually, right? They want your children to completely believe in witchcraft and do witchcraft. Now, this is not a secret, right? Magic and all that stuff has not been a secret to Disney. This has been bubbling under the surface, right? But when you mess with demonic things, when you mess with Satan, when you get into a cult, you have to get into a perversion. You have to get into sexual promiscuity. You have to get into this, and that's why they are so gun-ho about doing stuff like this. Disney won't say if it's keeping prince and princesses, boys and girls. Like they don't even say it. They don't want to say it. You get into that when you decide that the way that God created things is wrong. When you decide the way that God created things is wrong, you don't want to obey God. You don't want to do things like Romans says, they become futile in their thinking, right? They become futile in their thinking. Now, we would be able to have a alternative to certain things, like, you know, what happened? You remember VeggieTales? Remember that? Remember VeggieTales? Remember all those things? We wouldn't be able to have something to it, but they got bought out by Sony, bought out by DreamWorks, so that's controlled by the world. It's really a sad thing where now Christians are relying on the world to teach our kids morality. And why is that? Like I said before, it's because we as men haven't been doing what the Bible is saying as far as admonishing and teaching our kids and nurturing them in the ways of the Lord. It's because that we as men haven't been protecting our families and protecting our wives and protecting our children. And I'm not telling you what to do with Disney. I just know I'm sitting here thinking about what to do when you have a company literally saying that they're going to teach your kids. They're going to teach your kids to disobey you. They're going to teach your kids about witchcraft. They're going to teach your kids about witchcraft. They're going to teach your kids about everything and everything sexual, right? They're going to teach your kids because
all this content's going to kids who don't know any of this, and even if they're in a household like Keith that have supportive parents, they're still getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and there's a lot of power to that, and it just needs to be
one more time.
Don't know any of this, and even if they're in a household like Keith that have supportive parents, they're still getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and there's a lot of power to that, and getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and there's a lot of power to that, and it just needs to be acknowledged.
There's a lot of power to that. Just needs to be. There's a lot of power to that. There's a lot of power to that. And that is so much, it's so telling. It is so telling. That phrase right there is so telling about what they're trying to do. And they kind of poison the well because, and I believe it, they're scared. No, they're not scared. They seem empowered. And it's not because, let me put it run down one more time. Look, it is not because these people, they really do believe that they know the best for your child. They really do believe that this is the best, because once you put away Christ, once you put away truth for a lie, once you worship the creation rather than the creator, you start believing a lie. You become futile in your thinking. So they really do think they're doing the best thing for your children. They really do think that half of 1% of the population should run the media, the trans community, the gay community. That's not even a whole percentage. It's a low percentage of the population to actually do that. But do you realize they run the media? Do you realize that? Right? You barely can. You cannot talk about anything that pertains to that without getting blocked or something happened to you. Something happened to your channel or what have you. They really do, but they really do believe that they're doing things for the good of your children because they're believing a lie. They're not lying to you, right? Like you believe that this is a game. My name must be lying to me. They're not lying to you when they say stuff like this.
From legislative leaders in our state, and then amplified by our governor, whose spokesperson immediately began calling everyone who opposed this bill groomers, aka pedophiles.
They really do believe that if they oppose this bill, they're doing the righteous thing. They believe that. They really do believe that. She really does believe that she has,
and also as a leader, transgender child, and one pansexual child.
She really does believe that. She really does believe that her children are
one transgender child, and one pansexual child, and also as a leader.
She really does believe her children are those things. She'd actually created an environment for her children to be those things. Why? Because they put the truth to God down for a lie. For a big old lie. Right? They worship the creation rather than the creator. They become futile in their thinking. You see what I'm saying? So yes, they are trying to groom your children. Why? Let's hear from a guy out of his own mouth.
Content's going to kids who don't know any of this, and even if they're in a household like Keith that have supportive parents, they're still getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and there's a lot of power to that, and it just needs to be acknowledged.
There's a lot of power to that. But we serve a God. Greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world. We serve a God. The gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. That means we are on the offense. We are in a cultural war, whether people want to believe it or not. Yes, we're in a cultural war, Tim Keller. Yes, Phil Vischer, we're on a cultural war. Yes, Andy Stanley, we're in a cultural war. Yes, we are in a war. And the war is for your children. They'll try to convert your children. There was a spoof that happened a long time ago. It was some choir, and the choir was actually full of pedophiles. I'm gonna look for it for a second. It was children. And I'm not sure if it's still up. I'm gonna see if it can get played.
Still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly. and you will barely notice it. You can keep him from disco.
And listen, this guy, like,
and all this content's going to kids who don't know any of this, and even if they're in a household like Keith that have supportive parents, they're still getting all of this information from media of what is normal, and we just there's a lot of power to that, and it just needs to be acknowledged.
we're in a war. We're in a war. So Disney grooming your kid, bet your bottom dollar to and that's all I got to say about that, heroes. Don't be afraid of them. Remember God, who is strong and mighty, who is great and awesome. Fight for your brothers, fight for your sons, fight for your daughters, fight for your wives, fight for your homes. Be